Okay, and welcome to week 10 of the radio class. And today we're going to be talking about social media and how you can add this to your toolbox, so to speak. And this will be probably one of the last real new content lectures. We're really getting to the point where we got to go into the doing of it, not the talking about it. And you've got basically all the tools that you need. And so we'll just be reinforcing what we've already talked about. But this is an important one because we do have to talk about social media, and a lot of this is going to be in your hands. So it's really a question of which social media platforms you particularly use, which will be important. Okay, so the purpose of social media, of course, is to get listeners. Just move myself over here a little bit, make sure I'm out of the way. So social media is part of your online presence. And sponsorship and advertising can take on many different forms we've talked about, meaning that your sponsorship, you may have flyers up in their place of business. That's a possibility. And so people who go into that business may see you and see what your radio station's all about. We talked about that last week. You may have things that you hand out, ways that you introduce your product, what you're selling, and which is, of course, your show. But social media is a whole nother ball game. And it's probably one of the most cost-effective ways of influencing listeners because really, social media has changed the face of everything. Simply put, this is a new thing, relatively new, and almost everybody uses it as a means of getting the word around. So every social media platform is different, and so you may have a Facebook following, you may have a Twitter following, you may have a Snapchat following, or Pinterest, all these different possibilities. And so there's no way that I can speak intelligently about all of them. But the idea is the ones that you feel that you want to use are the ones that you should be talking about. And so we're just going to talk about a basic strategy. So you know how to reach your audience and your friends. And so that's going to be what you're going to have to decide to do. But you need some place to direct them to. And that's really what we're going to talk about today. Your website. So, your website is your home base. It's the one thing that every radio show has in common because it's right on our radio server. So you can go to your website and indicate to your audience what you want them to know. So all your social media platforms can be directed there for information. Otherwise, you're going to have to write whatever that information is on every social media platform. Not to saying that you shouldn't do that, but this will be something that you'd want to do in addition, meaning that you can always say, oh, and by the way, you can check out my website for the details, and you can do that on air and through your social platforms. And you can direct your listeners to different social media outlets, so you can have links to all of your social media on your websites if they haven't already joined you. And of course, you can include any information your listeners are going to need on that website. And you're going to want to have a specific page in your social media channels as well. So don't just have a Facebook page that's your only Facebook page, but have a Facebook page specifically for your radio podcast. And the same thing with Twitter and Snapchat and things like that. Whatever it is you're doing, have your personal page and have your project page. That's what I recommend that you do. And this, you might also want to consider mailing lists, so you can send out mass emails and things of that nature to your listeners. And consider possibly events. You can have contests now. This can all be done through your social media, listener drives, questions and surveys. All that stuff is available. And of course, giveaways come up as well. So you can give away stuff that you might have, even if it's donated stuff or who knows, t-shirts and things like that. That's up to you. So what must you do? Basically, add this to your ongoing effort. And how you do that really depends on the social media platform that you have to work with. So let's look at a few examples. I just have at least one in mind that I want you to think about. Meaning that if we look at your sites, still most of them are basic, but you can go ahead and change those. And there's one of them in particular that I think was a really good example. If we look at Uncle Taffy's Extra Chewy Hour of Sour, he's got his little...
If you've done anything to Maria...
Aren't you getting ready for bed a little early?
I don't know what you want. I don't have to answer any of your ridiculous questions. Now, if you don't turn around and get out of here...
What's the matter, baby? The drawer empty? Lose something?
No.
Okay, well, who knows what that is, but he had that up there, and that was something that didn't come with the website. He put it there, so he's including basically little clips. And look what he's got here. He's got a YouTube channel, and so this is his YouTube channel. And so he's got a few different things that he put up there, including some projects that he worked on, and this could be anything else. And so you can have a YouTube channel. That's social media. That's an example. And another good one was a Mitza radio. Now here, just to show you, we have this beautiful studio. So she customized this. And so notice that she's got her platform here. Welcome to a Mitza. And basically, she's got a mission here. And include not just the shows, but other things that she has done as well. And just to show you some of the other things that are possible, basically, with this is a website for my written works. And you can see that I have the like and share button here. And I have a link to my Facebook page. And so here I have a link to, for example, a Goodreads profile, which is a type of social media. And so I've included others as well, including a YouTube page. But there's also a mailing list. And this will allow people to sign up for a mailing list. Now this is done through MailChimp. And the bottom line is that any of these social media organizations, they have the ability to do this by just adding code to the website, and you can do that just by using the Notepad or the Dreamweaver program that we've demonstrated. And so all you would have to do is just copy the code that they give you and put it in there, and you can have all of that stuff available to you. And so that should give you something to go on. So try to include some use of social media in how you promote your website.